Hi everybody, I'm the Reluctant Reviewer,
And I'm Kewpie83.
and today we're doing a request video that we heard online. Somebody wanted us to do baby dolls.
Yes.
So we've done a baby one before. I don't know if it's on your channel or mine.
It might be on mine. I'm not quite sure. We'll link to it in the description area.
And that one was more realistic babies, how you have a blank slate baby and then suddenly you have one that's a lot more artistic.
Like a Behringer baby.
Yeah. So you can run over to that one and see an oldie but goodie. But this one is just on baby dolls.
Specifically Victoria.
No, well, the first one's Victoria.
Yeah, and we'll bring some more out that are
We'll bring some more. It's just we have a more of Victoria than we do anything else. Also, if you want a cool eyeglass case, go run over to Joann Fabrics. They have them on clearance, and it's really cool. It's got all the old style pattern kind of things on there.
Yeah, there's like a whole line of simplicity themed pattern merchandise.
We'll see how long it lasts me because I'm always losing my glasses. But right now I have them. So this is Victoria, and she's made by Madame Alexander. Victoria started out in 1966 as an 18-inch baby. 1967, she was a 20-inch baby. 1975, a 14-inch baby. And along the way, I'll tell you more of what she was. She's just a stuffed baby. And this is yours. So, does yours still cry?
Sometimes.
It's got a wah-wah box in it so that it makes a little crying noise. And a lot of times that doesn't work anymore on them. I mean, you can open them up and refix that little box inside there so that it makes a noise, but I'm not going to go do surgery on my Victoria.
Mine occasionally you'll hear like a
Well, let's see this one. No, you're not doing it either.
You'll hear things like go up and down inside the body.
So Victoria is discontinued out of the Madame Alexander line after being there from 1966. I don't know how they could do that. I remember going to Toy Fair with Kewpie and being showed around the new people who had the Madame Alexander booth and going, oh yes, we're going to have this baby and that baby, and I'm like, where's Victoria? Oh, that one's not in the line anymore. But if more people want it, we'll put it in the line. Yeah, whatever.
And we'll see Madame Alexander's coming up to one of their big anniversaries, I think, next year or the year after.
Yeah.
So maybe they'll bring back Victoria in that, but right now she's not in their current catalog.
So I think this is the 20-inch. You think she's the 20-inch?
Mine?
Well, these three are I think they're the 20-inch.
Probably. It looks like it to me.
Now, this is my Victoria, who I received when my brother was born. So that was 1968, and I got her as my gift for being, oh no, you're saddled with a crying baby around you now that you have to share a room with. So my Victoria has managed not to get lost, not to get thrown into a garage sale or a yard sale. She sits here and Scorpio protects her, and my little puppy watches over her too.
They all go together. They're like a set.
They are a set. They cannot go without each other. And now this one, I call it Victor. This was a gift from one of our subscribers who had a Victoria that they knew I liked Victoria, so they passed it along to me. So I love this guy. And I made it into Victor because Victoria always played half the year as Victoria, and then I'd put boys' clothes on her and she would be Victor. So now she doesn't have to trade anymore, and this is Victor and this is Victoria because they didn't make a boy Victoria. You want to go on?
But you could say that like the face mold technically could be a boy or a girl. It's just the name that makes her a girl.
It's the name, and I do like it that it doesn't have hair.
Right, there's just, there's some coloring on the top. There's some molded hair lines. And it does kind of look like yours are way darker than mine. Mine either faded or they were always painted lighter.
Well, mine doesn't have cheek color anymore. She was dragged around by me, by my brothers, by this one and her brother, by my nieces, dragged around.
So I got my Victoria when my brother was born. So again, it was one of those like, oh, you're gonna have a brother, here, take this baby doll thing. So it's kind of our tradition now that if like someone in our family is getting a sibling, there's usually a Victoria involved, and they'll receive a Victoria. So my cousins, when their siblings were born, they received a Victoria, just like I did, and just like my mom did. So that's kind of why it's kind of become a tradition in our family. When there is a sibling, they get a Victoria doll.
And now that she's discontinued, it's really hard to find them when you need them. But luckily, the last one, she didn't have to have a sibling. We just got her one anyway, so she got hers. So around 2006, 7, 8, they decided to come out with more life-size Victorias. So they were weighted. They had a lot more stuffing in them. And they were named by what they were wearing, like Spring Morning. They had a musical Victoria, which was Mozart Music Concertina.
Ooh.
Or Sunny Day Out, or Snuggle Me, all of what they were wearing. Still, I know they were still around in 2009 and 2010. I'm not quite sure when they were discontinued, but the traditional Victoria has always had a christening gown on.
Yeah.
Mine had a lovely one, but my mom didn't save that. That wasn't something that got to stick around because I got my Victoria so she could wear baby clothes.
Yeah, and I think my doll's christening gown is somewhere. But it's just not on her because it's just a white gown. So it's much more fun to dress them up in like baby clothes. Which, speaking of which, like what sizes would you buy if you were going to like dress up your Victoria?
I buy newborn or preemie for mine, but mine doesn't have as much stuffing anymore. Those lifelike ones, I remember my nieces were really, really tiny, and I thought, oh wow, this is a really big Victoria. I'll give it to her. She couldn't carry it.
So heavy.
So heavy. And then the next one got a smaller Victoria because that's what they had, a smaller Victoria. And I thought, well, it's still a Victoria. This is probably my least favorite of the christening gowns, only because it has this collar on it. And I think it's such a foo-foo collar that I don't like it.
So much fabric, and it's such like a heavy fabric.
But this one, the larger size of this is more of the traditional christening gown that Victoria had. And even the booties are the same as the big girl's booties. But to me, this one, her head is too small for her body.
Yeah,
I think that's what it is.
She does look kind of odd in the smaller size. But you're right, the head could be a little bigger.
Yeah, that's the part that bugs me. This one, not so bad. This one just needs a different outfit on her, and then she'll be cutie. But this is my Victoria, and I know Victoria's not, let me move Scorpio. I know she's not going to. By the way, if you have Victorias, this fits them perfectly.
It's the American Girl theater chairs.
You're going to come on. I can hear your box. No? No, she's not going to go. Let's see if Victor will. Victor, can you?
Let's see.
No, Victor's not gonna. There we go, Victor. Cry.
Kind of gets stuck. Like it doesn't once, just like mine. Like
Get stuck.
it just kind of gets
There.
stuck somewhere.
Victor got lucky when Payless went out of business. He was able to get some shoes.
And you'll notice some of these have like different coloring.
He's got really high color.
Yeah, he does have really, really high color, especially on his cheeks. And mine has pretty decent cheek color.
And mine was touched by too many children. And you know, you get smudges on the head, like yours has smudges.
Yeah.
My Victoria's pretty good there. As far as their cloth body, you know, they get ruined. Kids drool on them, whatever, spill things on them. At dollspart.com, they sell doll skins. And you can put that over this outfit, and then it looks clean. So if you wanted to regift your baby to your next child or your grandchild, then at least they have a clean covering on there. Because some of us aren't that talented to take this all apart and wash it and clean it and put it back together again. But Dollspart has them in all different sizes. So even if you have a tiny little Thumbelina, you can get one for her body too. So you might want to go there. It's dollspart.com.
Yeah, and they're basically stuffed up until like their like wrist,
forearm.
I guess, forearm.
Yeah.
So, and then their neck down until like here-ish on their leg, they're stuffed. And then from here down, they're vinyl. So there's a lot of stuffing. This one is thicker than mine.
It's thicker.
Yeah.
Her stuffing.
This one's
His
like
stuffing, yeah.
a little rounder than mine.
He is a lot more rounder than my Victoria, but they make the perfect pair. So when they came out with the ones with the fancy names for their outfits, and that's how you knew which Victoria you had, they also came out with ones with rooted hair. So you didn't have just the sprayed on hair. And it takes a while. I mean, they still look like Victoria, but just like more grown up, like not as newborn.
They have hair.
Because they have hair.
They have a lot of hair.
So we're going to show you another set or another type,
Yes.
and we'll be right back. All right, we're back with this guy. I can't remember his name. I'm thinking it was called Jacob. It was given a boy's name. He's wearing blue, and he is made by. Let me see where you're made by again.
It's very flopsy.
Very flopsy. For Collectible Concepts Corp. Great Falls, Virginia. They also made some other things. I think they made a Thumbelina, like a reproduction Thumbelina. I've had him forever. He's just kind of flopsy. But if you're looking for a baby doll, you want something cuddly. So he is cuddly. He's got these big stuffed hands and fingers.
And his cute little face is fun.
It is a fun little face. It's painted and stitched. Kind of like a Cabbage Patch look or a Calico look.
Definitely.
His socks always fall off. They're stitched to his little
pants.
sleepers. Yeah. And he's wearing a diaper, a Velcro diaper under there. But I've had him forever, and he just kind of flip-flops all around. So that might be something you want to look for.
Yeah, he is kind of cute in his own unique way.
I couldn't find him on eBay. I could find other things made by this company, but not that. And this part is stuffed with cotton for his little slippers
right.
to make his feet look bigger, I guess. But he's somebody maybe you'd like to see. I think he's a cute little baby.
So here we have some playline dolls from the 60s. So this is Tubbsy. She's from Ideal. She was from 1967 to 1968. And you'll see that she is super, super cute. She's like a battery operated doll, so she's supposed to like splash her arms around if she like was in a tub, for example.
She came with a tub.
And she came with her tub, and so she was supposed to like splash around like she's playing in the water. But the really cute thing about this particular doll is just her face, because she has like the cutest expression and really like expressive eyes. Her like mouth and like chin area is done really well. So she was just sculpted really well. She just like exudes like fun and cuteness.
I mean, you can't help but smile when you see her little face.
Yeah, she's smiling with her eyes for sure.
She's smizing.
She is smizing.
All right, and then over here we have Ideal's baby Kissy. You probably know Kissy. She's the one where you put her arms together and she kind of smacks her lips together to give you a kiss, which doesn't work on this, and I don't think it works on my big girls either. Regular Kissy came out in 61 to 64. She was 22 inches tall. This is baby Kissy. She only came out in 63. And then there's also a tiny Kissy and a cuddly Kissy to add to the Kissy family. She's got such a cute little face. She, I think, is so much prettier than regular Kissy.
Yeah, and you can see like she just has like really cute like pinchable cheeks,
Cheekies.
you know,
It's
like
the
they're just so
cheeks.
big, and her eyes again, much like Tubbsy, are very expressive.
She's the regular plastic and vinyl. There's no soft parts to her. There was also the regular size Kissy in 1966. They came out with a version that was a side part of hair. So side part, it's 1966. If it's not, then it's 61 to 64. But this little girl only came out 1 year, so I'm excited that she's wearing such cute little shoes too. This is not her original outfit, but it's something that my nieces had that I was able to pass on to her.
So what size would you get for her?
What do I put her normally in? Let's see what size you're wearing.
And the shoes are super cute. I assume they're just like baby shoes.
These are just baby shoes, yeah. Well, it has no. Where's the tag? This is a preemie.
So if you're looking to dress your baby Kissy, Might
Yep.
want to look around the preemie
The
aisle.
preemie aisle, that's right. But I think she's so cute. Yeah, you gotta watch that their hair gets really dry, but her hair gets really dry too.
Well, and the playline dolls are just, they have like so much expression to them. I mean, you don't always see them at doll shows because people like, they either kept them or they didn't think much of them because they don't bring them to the shows. So if you see one, you should pick
Grab
it up.
it. And Kissy dolls, those were Marie Osmond's inspiration to become a doll creator
Wow.
because Kissy was her first doll when she was little. So she loved Kissy dolls. So that
Awesome.
also made her want to be a doll creator.
They're just so expressive. So there is a connection between this doll and some other dolls you've seen. The sculptor Neil Estern?
Estern.
Yeah, Neil Estern worked on this face. Also did Patty Playpal and Baby Chrissy, and a lot of the dolls Ideal was putting out in the 60s.
All my favorite dolls.
Basically, all the dolls my mom has in her collection.
And you can see, if you look at her, she's got those cute little knees, and
Yeah.
you know those were sculpted with
Right.
love.
And besides being a doll designer, he made like some really amazing sculptures that you can see at like DC or something. So he had quite
Lot
a
of
career in
monuments.
sculpting. But he also did work for Ideal on certain projects. So that's a fun fact.
All right, we're going to keep rolling along here.
Okay, so here we have some baby Chrissies. Again, we just talked about one of the designers, Neil Estern. He worked on one of the dolls we've shown, and these are ones he also worked on. Honestly, it could be a whole video on ones he worked
Big
on.
face, big body, you know.
Very expressive faces. That's like the key word of this video is expressive. So this is baby Chrissy, also from Ideal. She was, made to go along with the Chrissy dolls with the growing hair that were like young teenage girls and like yay big, something like that. But this is the baby doll version of them. They were designed to look like they were a 9-month-old. And they're about 24 inches tall. And they were made with, a goal that they would be lifelike. And they'd be like a life size. So proportionally, they were going for like that 9-month-old sort of look. So they have like chubby legs and chubby arms and just like super cute expressive faces.
Little toes, little toes.
And they were out for like a ridiculously long amount of time, 1973 to 1982. So there was basically 10 years of these on the market. And the only way you can know if your Chrissy is from like 1973 or 1982 or anywhere in between is by like the outfit they were wearing and the box design, which in this day and age, no one's gonna know. So basically the mold and the bodies were similar across, they were the same across the board for that 10-year period.
So if you can't find a baby Chrissy,
Right, they're out there, and I think we do see these most. Of all the dolls that are like playline dolls, we do see these quite a bit at the shows.
well, they were bought at, this one was bought at the show.
Yeah.
This one was bought at a yard sale years and years and years ago.
So yeah, these were out for quite some time. Of course, they have the hair feature where their hair grows and can be shorter. But they also have these really cute faces. They were always barefoot, so you'll never see one like, if there's one that's like mint in box with shoes, they added the shoes. And they had what Ideal called magic skin. So it's basically like a pliable vinyl.
Means a squeezy face.
Yeah, like it doesn't, there's not a huge difference, but apparently they did something from what they were doing before to when they produced these dies, but it's magic skin.
And there's a string behind there,
Yeah,
and the
so
string pulls in the hair.
that will do the hair magic. And
By magic.
you can fix them too if their hair, like if you reroute one of these, you can make it so that still works.
Yeah,
right?
you can if you're good, not me. And then if you want it back out, you can pull it back out.
So for the first couple of years, the first 5 years, she was presented in a pink diaper set, and there were a couple variations. The black Chrissy doll generally came in the lavender diaper set. So if you see that doll, you can kind of tell maybe that's the first 5 years.
I think this one came in that one.
So that would be like the 1981 version. But it's kind of interesting to see that they didn't change the mold for like 10 years.
Yeah.
Whereas sometimes like they'll change a mold every year.
Or
And
they
then-
come out with a reproduction one and it looks nothing like the
Right.
original.
So this is a very big doll. They did in 1984, there was a baby Chrissy doll that looked nothing like these, which is what my mom was just, kind of commenting on. She looked nothing like it. She wasn't really part of the family. They just reused the name. But for 10 years, this was a solid item you might see on toy shelves. And she's just super cute, both skin tones. They're just so charming as dolls.
I remember when I picked her up from the yard sale, the person who was having the yard sale, this was her doll, and she really was hesitant to sell her. She was getting, seller's remorse. And I had my hand out, and then she was just like really slowly handing it to me and going, well, I've had her since I was little. I said, okay, I'll pay you. And then she finally decided, okay, you can have it. You'll give it a good home, right? I said, yes, I will give her a good home. So I've had her a long time.
So this is a really good book, by the way, on Chrissy's.
Yeah.
It has a lot of information on the lines. It also has information on how to clean them, and I think how to put
fix.
it together.
Yeah.
Restorative methods. So yeah, this is the Chrissy doll and her friend's book by Antique Trader. I don't even know if Antique Trader is still around, to be honest.
I think they are. That's the magazine one that comes to the shows.
Oh, okay. So yeah, look for that. I think the authors are just Antique Trader.
It is a good book to have for Chrissy's. It's like a little Bible. So if you collect Chrissy's, you should have that in your stash.
Just with any price guide, don't look at any prices that are in there.
I
'Cause
pay
they're
no
all
attention to
wrong.
those.
They were out of date the day the book was published. But other than that, there's a bunch of informative information in
6
here,
months before it was published. A year before
Yeah.
it was published.
basically.
All right, on to the next doll. All right, my next idea for a baby doll is Bitty Baby,
Hi, Bitty Baby.
who doesn't sit by herself.
No. Aren't they supposed to be weighted to do that?
She's never been. Let's see. Of course, this is an American Girl, Bitty Baby. And her little life started off as being in a line called Our New Baby. They were gender neutral. This is 1990. And then slowly evolved into Bitty Baby. And Bitty Baby came with Bitty Bear. And if you wanted to buy outfits, of course, American Girl had tons of outfits for you to buy. And they always came with something for Bitty Bear to wear too, or a barrette, or a little tie or something, and then a little book that came with it. You got that whole thing. Now, our love for Bitty Baby is my nieces, when they hit a certain age, when they were itty bitties, we took them on their first train ride, and we'd go into Chicago and go to the American Girl store, and they got to buy a Bitty Baby. They got to choose whoever they wanted, no matter how long it took, and lunch, and then a ride back on the train.
An adventure.
An adventure. And it was, those were adventures, all right. I do have pictures from those.
I never experienced this
You
adventure.
never did. They were 15 inches tall. In 1995, they were not gender neutral anymore. And in 2013, Bitty Bear was replaced by a plushie of a wishing star.
That's not fun.
How fun is it to play with a star?
But how are they not gender neutral? They're stuffed.
Don't know.
They're not, there's no way to anatomically, they're not anatomically correct.
No, I don't. Well, I guess, let's see. What does it say? The release of Bitty Baby in 95, gone was the marketing of the doll as being either gender.
So they just stopped saying they can be a boy or a girl.
It can be a boy and
They
or a
just started
girl. You
saying
can just-
she as opposed to saying the baby or something.
Not quite sure, but when Mattel took over, Bitty received the harder eyelashes that became standard. Now, this Bitty Baby I found in a parking garage years and years and years ago. It had been sitting there and nobody had picked it up. And it was in a parking garage of a large shopping center. Nobody was hunting around for it. So eventually I waited around to see if anybody would come for her. And then nobody did, so she came home with me. So she's my Bitty Baby.
Why are you staying in this parking lot? Really, I'm just keeping an eye on the Bitty Baby. I just wanted to see if anyone comes for it.
My kids were on a vacation with friends, and my husband and I were able to have a nice time without kids. So my husband, of course, he took me to American Girl, and Bitty Baby ended up with a tricycle and a rocking horse and some clothing, because that was my anniversary gift. It was fun. But one thing I have noticed about the Bitty Babies of today, they are made slightly different in size. The outfits that I would buy for this Bitty Baby don't fit the new girls and boys.
Mm-hmm. Which is the thing with a lot of American
Girl
Girl
stuff.
products in general. Like, clothing that fits my American Girls will not fit the other American Girls. I think mine are, like, pudgy in, respect to the new girls. The new girls are skinnier, and mine are, like, rounder.
So 2013, yes, Bitty Baby was removed, and Bitty Bear was removed for a wishing star. Full picture books were released as separate purchases, and the doll came with a copy of Bitty Baby and Me, which led to a price of $80. So they used to be $55, and you got the little stuffed toys, you got lots of stuff, and then they changed it to $80.
Then Mattel got greedy, because that was the price of, like, an American Girl at one point.
And I think these are cuter than the twins that they have. I don't like the twins as much. I mean, this is, let's see, you have same thing like Victoria, no, just molded hair, sprayed.
Not as many lines, but there's definitely some, like, depth to it.
It's a fun little doll, and especially if you have the outfits for it, it's a lot of different holidays and stuff.
She's basically stuffed up until, like, her elbow or her, like, shoulder joints and her hip joints.
And I think it's interesting that there are so many that are retired of Bitty Baby.
Because the whole thing was you could get a bunch of different skin combinations and eye combinations, hair colors, so you could really pick and choose what kind you wanted.
In 2011, the blonde hair, gray eyes baby was retired. Released, retired, light blonde, blonde hair, green eyes. Light skin, dark brown hair, retired. 2015. Light skin, blonde hair, brown eyes, retired 2015. They had something against all the light skin dolls, and they all retired. Oh, and this is the almond eyes one? No, let's see. The medium skin, brown hair, brown eyes, retired. There are children with brown hair and brown eyes.
They have probably gotten a little more generic, and, like, as they offer less, that's more of a generic sort of look to them.
They do have a redheaded now.
Cute.
Which is kind of cute, just because it's a redhead, and it's always fun to find a redheaded doll. And they also have ethnicities. I mean, some look like Latina, some are Asian, some have almond eyes, some don't have almond eyes, with all the different color variations. So if you wanted to go take your grandchild or something to American Girl, there's so many choices for them that if you have someone who is maybe in the spectrum, it might be a little overwhelming, but it's really fun to just say, oh, we're going to buy a doll. She wants to see that one too, and she wants to see that one, and let her see that one too. But those are fun too. And I love the shoes. When you bought an outfit, you got shoes, you got socks, you got tights if it was a dress.
This whole puzzle outfit's kind of cute.
Yeah, and the shirt on this one didn't come, but the jacket and this came. And it's all color coordinated. So cute. I could use a little more cheek color on them, but that's the way it is. And they are sleep eyes. So they're a good baby. Good baby for you.
And they're light.
They're light.
Not as,
they're not weighted.
Heavy as some of the other ones.
And they don't make any noise, but it's a doll that doesn't have a gimmick except it's an American Girl or a Mattel doll.
That is their gimmick.
That is their gimmick. That's
their
world.
Is.
So I was trying to think of, on my wish list, if I could have, doesn't matter how much money something costs, if I could have what I would like to add to my collection, and I decided that it would be Johnny and Bonnie Play Pal, which I would never ever be able to afford. My funeral costs wouldn't even afford my insurance. A bigger Thumbelina, because I have a smaller Thumbelina. I've got like the 14-inch or the 14-inch mine girl. She's in there. I didn't take her out. She didn't get to be part of the video. An ideal Bye Bye Baby, and an ideal Real Live Lucy, which I think are probably Eastern stuff too, because they all look similar in face. But they're so cute. So that's my wish list. What's your wish list? If you could add a baby.
If I could add like a baby doll to my collection, I don't know, because I don't have a lot of baby dolls in my collection, which is why this video has mostly been comprised of ones that are in my mom's.
Well, you have Dion babies.
I have some Dion quintuplets. Like, I do have a larger scale, maybe more like
the
maybe
more
Chrissy
expensive
size,
stuff. Yes.
Dion quintuplet. I think I'd probably want to add like some reborns, but not the human reborns. Like an alien reborn, or like one of the cute little like monkey ones that looks like an orangutan or something. So that I think would be considered under baby doll, just not a human baby doll. Yeah.
So not any known brands like Ideal or Mattel or.
No, I mean like the Patty Play Pal ones are really cute, and so I wouldn't pass up like a Penny or even like I don't know if that's probably not even considered a baby doll, but like
No, she's not a baby.
Any of the baby dolls in the Patty Play Pal line, 100%. They're just super adorable. Yeah, but like there's not a lot of like baby dolls that, other than like some Dion's.
All right, well then, ones that aren't a baby doll, what's on your wish list?
Well, some of the ones I
You
just
mentioned the Play Pal?
Yeah, like the Play Pal, or like just a tall, like super cute walker. That would be fun, but I have no space for that. And like, I wouldn't pass up like if there was a Shirley Temple baby, like one of the old school like composition Shirley Temple. And I'm sure they've made a Shirley Temple baby.
She's adorable.
I wouldn't pass that up if I had lots of money.
We've seen her at doll shows.
I think we have seen her at like doll shows.
The Shirley people, they bring them.
Yeah.
So let us know what your wish list would be. And Kewpie told me I should mention these guys. Scorpio is always with Victoria. They come as a set. Scorpio was Matt Mason, part of the Matt Mason series, which was considered a boy toy. But I always like things like ghosts and
Aliens.
alien type things, creepy crawly kind of people. So it makes sense. So, and this one came in about 1961. I can specifically remember my grandmother worked at a like kind of like a B&G or a bakery kind of place, and I remember sitting in my stroller and her handing this over the counter down to me in the stroller. So I don't know anything about it. I don't think it's a Stife. I don't think it had a button on the ear. It doesn't have anything pulled on it. So I have no idea who made it, but this little guy always goes with Victoria because they're like my oldest dolls. So that's their story. They're buddies, they're pals. We're gonna waiting for Victoria to go back on the chairs so they can sit by her. And that's it. So I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you found it interesting. Like we said, Chrissy doll book is really good. Is there any other books you're looking for or something? We can probably tell you somebody who might be good. I've got a little stash of books on my case that I try to look for.
We have plenty of books. I feel like that we could do our own video on just doll collector guides in general. There's a good Skipper book. There's a good My Little Pony book. As I said, the prices are completely out of date, but as far as pictures and stuff, there's some good references.
And if you're looking at Victoria's online on eBay, I noticed the other day they were really kind of pricey, so I don't know where that's going. I don't know what's happening with this wibbly wobbly world, how the prices on things are working. I do know that shipping is overpriced everywhere, and that people on eBay are really charging outrageous shipping, and then when you look at the package, you see that it was a lot cheaper. So I don't know if they're taking their time, their gas mileage to get to the post office and adding that in there, but prices are really kind of goofy.
Yeah.
So that's it, and I hope everybody's well. Take care, and we'll talk to you later.
Bye.